Welcome to Centripetal Tarot. This is the fire elemental read for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And my cat decided to walk across the table right when I was starting to film. So let's get into the shadow read for the fire elements. I'm going to be shuffling the cards, but in the meantime, I do have a few fun cards that I drew to start off the reading. Just kind of a nice, I'm going to make a toast here too, because this first one is to become more fluid, add wine. Okay, so I'm going to have a little toast of wine. And then it goes on to say, the divine in me honors the divine in you. Namaste, bitches. Okay. But it also says, raise the vibe, one breath at a time. And pick one thing beyond your control and let it go, just like that. Busy transcending bullshit. You know, I think this is actually the best one for the fire elementals, because when people have a lot of fire in their elemental charges, or, you know, when they are driven, like many fire elementals can be, there's a sense of control freak going on, like a sense of wanting to control everything, and you can't control everything. So, you know, actually being aware of that and letting that go is part of that shadow healing. Okay, so let's get into the reading. So what shadow aspects are we exploring for the fire elementals? I do have some fire in my chart. It's in Leo, actually. My moon is in Leo. I don't have any other fire in my chart, though. But I find the fire elemental to be, I don't know, somehow it's so universal. I think a lot of the issues that the fire elementals are dealing with, people can really relate with. So let me pull this up. Especially because we have such a fiery driven society. You know, it's overly competitive and overly motivated to be that way. So dreams are coming up. Okay. And then we have the lovers. Again, I kid you not, this has been in every single shadow reading so far. So now it just needs to appear in the air, elemental air. And I'd say that we are healing our shadowy realm of all of those drives. And, you know, the fire elementals can be pretty sexually driven as an element, because fire that's where it like derives in the sex organs in the body naturally. Like if you look at from the elemental standpoint of, say, Eastern philosophy, where does fire emanate in the body? In the digestive system and the sexual systems. And then from there, it's very transformative and is carried through the rest of the body. Okay, then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Strength, that's ruled by Leo. Strength in the upright. Planning, this is a very fire-driven sign too, this card. Fire-driven card. It's the Two of Wands. These are more water and air, though. And then the Wheel of Fortune, I would say, is more of an earth-driven card. Okay, and we have, definitely this is air, ruled by air. Curiosity, the Princess of Swords. Or in other decks, this would be the Knight of Swords. disappointment or Five of Cups. I'm reading from the Field Tarot deck, so they have almost like a synoptic title for each card. The Ten of Wands. Okay, I'm going to read this first flow here. So you're motivated by your dreams, obviously, most of us are, and making a choice in, the Lovers is making a choice in love, and following, so you have making a choice in love and your Wheel of Fortune right next to each other. Your Strength is on the other side of the Wheel of Fortune. So you have a strong sense of your sense of how to make your abundance flow. And you do have a strong sense of making choices too. But you're curious, your curiosity is coming up and taking action on your planning, your ability to plan. And this is all stemming from the fact that you are overburdened. You're at the 10 of your wands, which is you're burning out. And you have a big disappointment in your heart chakra. This is a disappointment with love type of energy, the Five of Cups. So your strength is, you're standing in your strength, actually. So that's great. I mean, that's actually really positive. But there can also be a stoic energy as your shadow, where you're not willing to stand in your weakness. Because just as you stand in your strength, you need to be willing to stand in your weakness. So the other side of strength would be your weakness, what makes you weak. So exploring that might not be that comfortable for you. And at the same token, that's going to balance you out so that you can make better choices, as well as plan stronger, so you can be more whole in your planning. Your Wheel of Fortune can be more dynamic as well, because you can hold yourself back, which you might have a tendency to do, to be an overthinker. This is the King of Swords. The Authority is what they call it in this deck. And the King of Swords is very truthful, almost brash, right? But you can also come across as a know-it-all. And that could be part of your shadow energy, is that you think you know it all. We have here the Five of Wands. You're also very competitive. And this is really a great influence. The High Priestess is also coming out in this reading. So you have a very wise side as well. And that's part of your strength. It's falling right on top of the strength. It's one of your strengths. You have the Devil. But it's reversed. So that's great. You're combating your toxic element, your devil side. Your attachment, your over-attachments to obsessions, your obsessive side, you're tempering this because it's reversed. And then we have your Wealth, which is also reversed. So possibly as you balance out some of these elements, then your wealth will also balance out, just like the wheel. It'll turn to the upright. But you might be struggling right now financially more than where you want to be. I'm not making a judgment call. I'm just reading the cards as they are falling. So, and then we have introspection. In this deck, it's the Prince of Cups, a very meditative card. And The cups always rule the heart and emotions. So I really see this card as sitting with your emotions, being able to sit with your emotions. That's a challenge for the fire elemental, because being on the move, being dynamic, it's usually more, regardless of, there's no gender in tarot, but the fiery energy can be very masculine, very action oriented, and sitting in your emotions is the opposite of that. And being so reflective and taking time to reflect. But that's going to help balance you out. And then we have here Temperance, which is reversed. This is also a fire ruled sign. It's ruled by Sagittarius. It's reversed, meaning you're not in balance right now. And that's something that you need to focus on, is balancing your shadowy elements. So I want to see, well, what are the main balancing necessities, and what would bring out more balance, basically, because some of the other cards are also out of balance. So let's look into that. What would bring more balance for the fire elemental? I'm feeling this one. This is the Chariot. It's reversed, so you might feel stuck right now, like you're spinning your wheels, and you need to be moving forward. So wherever you're stuck in your thinking, it's time to get out of the mud and move forward. And this kind of goes along with the authority, the sense of thinking that you know it all. Give yourself permission to be a beginner in something, and also to explore something. Go somewhere you haven't been, where you feel like you are actually a beginner mind, to help clear that, so that you can take on that energy of pure discovery, of not knowing, of naivety almost. Like that'll actually balance out some of that really weighed down, muddy thought process. What you're healing is a broken heart. And the Emperor reversed. I'm not surprised to see this come out in the fire elemental. This is the negative side of the Emperor. And the Emperor reversed is basically consumed with the boxes that they have put themselves in, and need to come out of those boxes, thinking that, this is your universe. You're in charge of the box. It's almost like the box is driving you. So you need to come out of that box and see the bigger picture, that your world is only stuck in a little box. So give yourself permission to maybe even take a break from your box. You don't have to be stuck in your box. You can kick your box to the curb. And then you have the Ace of Wands. This is exciting. I like this. I like this coming into your reading. This is brand new, passionate energy bursting forth out of your box and becoming like a new baby. A little baton wand of energy here. It's like pure energy. The Ace of Wands. What starts your fire to help you what do you feel excited about? That's what you need to do. Something that makes you really excited, like genuinely excited. And then there's the Four of Swords. So you're still trapped in your thinking. That's another issue. And to get out of that, this is really exciting. I like this. These two want to come out too. Oh, and you got the Sun. Wonderful. I love seeing that in a fire elemental. That's just like so radiant, ruled by Leo. Of course, it's a fire sign. The Sun is the most positive card in the deck. That came through in the Earth read. The Magician also came through in all the readings. It's really exciting. So the Lovers and the Magician has come through in every single elemental shadow read. And then we have the Eight of Coins for you. That's really building something for yourself in your work. That's being illuminated for you. as the magician. So you have the ability to transform and really take hold of something that you're passionate about and really make that, to transform that energy, something from nothing, the most resourceful energy, energetic, alchemist in the deck is the magician. So you becoming the magician in your own life is going to transform the box that you're stuck in. That's exciting. I really like seeing that, along with the Ace of Wands and the Sun and the 8 of Coins, because the 8 of Coins is building your work and your wealth. We also have the King of Swords and the Upright. So this is nice. This is almost like, to me, it looks like he's becoming a flame, even though this is an air-driven card. I see this as like a white fire of wisdom, like you're culminating your thoughts to a pinnacle in your head, and you're able to sharpen because of your acute ability to analyze. You can sharpen your fire to a clear white pointed light, almost like a crystalline thinking, which is prismatic thinking. So you're looking at, and when you look through a prism, you're seeing many different angles and light streaming through those angles. It's not a direct beam, but rather many different dynamic solutions. It's a more holistic way to think. So tap into that part of your brain, that part of your mind, to take on some of the everyday woes and challenges that you have. Oh, the Empress is coming through. That's exciting. So you have did the Emperor come through? Yeah, it did. The Emperor reversed. So you have the Empress and the Upright. Again, this came through in the last elemental. I think every elemental has had both Empress and Emperor as well. And so your Emperor is reversed. You need to balance that out. And you can do that by becoming more connected with the Empress energy, which is nurturing. This is a female lioness in this card. It's very feline energy. So the feline hunts for her young and provides for her young and is nurturing, and able to quietly go about, stealthily go about bringing abundance to her pride, so to speak. So, I mean, going into that like abundant Empress energy, it's very, it's very nurture. I don't know. It's just very creative energy. It's very all embodiment. It's very sustainable energy. It's like growing a garden. It's got a lot of elements of growth and lush type of feeling to it. So tapping into that side of doing something creative would be really good for you. And then you could also approach that as a new mindset, and it would help free up your shadow side. Okay, so going to go into the after read now. And what I'll be doing is, let's see. Yeah, I wanted to look at the bottom of the deck before I wrap up this reading. We've got the King of Wands is also reversed. The King of Wands is fire. So somehow you're feeling stuck with like something that you want to take action on. And so if you can do, and here we have the Ace of Wands at the top. Yeah, so a brand new beginning and something passionate would be really good for you to clear your shadowy elements, so that you're not stuck in the mud, so that you're not stuck in your own mind. You need to get out of your mind and into your instinctual body and doing something creative that's not planned out and that you're not in control of. Oh, it's like a wild abandonment, like when kids play outside and just connect with nature, but you don't have any end goal in mind. It's just free form. Okay, so join me in the after reading. Thank you for liking and subscribing Centripetal Tarot.